Also, Western Mass News is celebrating the country's 250th anniversary next year, but until then, we're taking a look at this day in history. So on this day in 1782, General George Washington, the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, created the Badge for Military Merit. The decoration consisted of a Purple Heart-shaped piece of silk edged with a narrow binding of silver and the word merit stitched across the face. It would widely become known as the Purple Heart, the oldest American decoration for military merit.